There are moments in entertainment where a single announcement quietly shifts the atmosphere around an entire franchise. Not with noise, but with a kind of calm certainty that something important is starting to move. And today, Assassin's Creed fans woke up to one of those moments, because after years of silence, Netflix has finally revealed the first official cast member for its live-action Assassin's Creed series. And that actor is Toby Wallace. Now, depending on what corners of TV and film you follow, that name might either ring loud or feel unfamiliar. But that's exactly what makes this announcement interesting. Netflix is choosing someone on the rise, someone not yet oversaturated, someone who can still become a character rather than fight against the weight of a massive Hollywood identity. That choice alone tells us something about where this show might be heading. But before we get too deep into speculation, let's lay out everything confirmed, what this casting means, what it might hint at, the direction Netflix appears to be taking, and why fans are feeling a mix of curiosity, hope, and a little bit of caution. Because after all, Assassin's Creed adaptations haven't always hit the mark. Netflix has locked in Toby Wallace as a series regular and one of the show's lead roles. And that's notable because Wallace has been generating a lot of momentum recently. You've probably seen him in The Society, Baby Teeth, The Biker Riders with Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer, and Austin Butler, or his upcoming appearance in Euphoria Season 3. He's also starred in Eden with Jude Law and Sydney Sweeney, and he portrayed Steve Jones in FX's Pistol. So yes, his star is rising fast. But he's not yet at a point where he overshadows the story. That feels intentional. However, here's the part that instantly fueled fan theories. Netflix isn't saying who he's playing at all. No name, no era, no assassin, no Templar, nothing. Just co-lead in what the studio is calling a high-octane thriller. And silence like that from a studio as big as Netflix usually means one of two things. They're building anticipation with secrecy, or they're still finalizing key story elements behind the scenes. Either way, it has fans watching closely. Early reports confirm something that might excite some fans and worry others. The series will not be a direct adaptation of any game. Instead, it introduces completely new characters drawn into the centuries-long conflict between the Assassins and Templars. The official synopsis describes a hitting war between two factions, one fighting to control humanity's future, the other fighting to preserve human freedom. And the story follows its characters through major historical events as they confront forces shaping the destiny of mankind. That definitely sounds like Assassin's Creed, but it also raises a fair question. Will fans embrace characters they've never met? The 2016 Michael Fassbender movie took a similar approach. Original hero, original ancestor, original storyline. Some fans appreciated the fresh perspective. Others felt disconnected because beloved characters weren't part of the world at all. Netflix is taking that same leap though. Television has the advantage of time. It can slow down, build relationships, deepen its mystery, and give the mythology room to breathe. Whether that pays off, we'll have to see. Filming is set to begin in 2026. Which already tells us this project is being built with patience. Netflix and Ubisoft aren't rushing anything. That can be interpreted as confidence or caution. Both are possible. But the detail that grabbed attention immediately is the filming location, Italy. Italy is basically sacred ground for Assassin's Creed fans. It instantly evokes Ezio, Renaissance architecture, Florence, Venice, and some of the most iconic sequences in the franchise's history. However, insiders say the timeline hasn't been confirmed, so Italy might be a historical setting, a modern-day backdrop, or a mix of both. Filming locations don't always equal story settings, but they do shape expectations, and right now, fans are expecting something big. The creative team behind the series adds another layer of intrigue. Roberto Patino and David Weiner are overseeing the show, and Ubisoft Film and Television is heavily involved, through executives like Gerard Glamoux, Margaret Boykin, Genevieve Jones, and Matt O'Toole. Ubisoft's involvement could be interpreted two ways. On one hand, they understand the lore, they protect the core themes, they know the heart of the Assassin-Templar conflict. On the other hand, they were involved with the 2016 movie, which had great visuals but struggled with emotional depth and narrative clarity. So their presence doesn't guarantee perfection, but it also suggests they're aware of past mistakes and might be aiming for a course correction. It's also worth noting that this series is part of a much larger plan. Netflix and Ubisoft signed a multi-year partnership back in 2020 with intentions to develop multiple Assassin's Creed projects, live-action shows, animated series, possible spin-offs, and more. So Wallace's casting may be the first step in a long-term vision. If this show hits, we could be looking at a whole Assassin's Creed universe unfolding on Netflix over the next decade. Wallace's casting matters for another reason. He's not the typical blockbuster pick. Netflix didn't go for a major A-lister. They went for someone who has the acting range, the rising profile, and the creative flexibility to carry a complex, morally gray character. Assassin's Creed characters are never simple. They're divided between their past and present, their bloodline and their choices, their beliefs and their doubts. So the show needs someone who can carry all of that, and Wallace might be that actor. But without knowing his character, fans can only speculate. Is he an assassin with a mysterious lineage? A modern-day recruit pulled unexpectedly into the conflict? A Templar with conflicted loyalties? Or something brand new that could reshape the tone of the entire series? Nobody knows yet, and Netflix seems comfortable letting that mystery stew. Fans themselves are divided in their expectations. On one side, people want authenticity, proper hidden blade usage, grounded parkour, emotionally driven conflicts, rich historical detail, and a modern-day storyline that doesn't feel like an afterthought. They want the philosophical backbone, the fight between freedom and control, to remain intact. On the other hand, fans worry about Netflix oversimplifying things or turning the series into a generic action thriller with surface-level references. They worry about CGI replacing real stunts, or the tone drifting too far from the gritty yet thoughtful spirit of the games. And those concerns are valid. Assassin's Creed is one of the hardest video game worlds to adapt. It weaves together sci-fi, history, drama, action, and mystery all at once. Even the games sometimes struggle to keep that balance steady. So expectations are naturally high, but cautious. Then there's Italy. Some viewers believe filming there means we'll return to something Renaissance-inspired. Maybe not Ezio himself, but perhaps the political tension of that era, or secret chapters from the Brotherhood's Italian history. Others think Italy has nothing to do with the story and is simply the most cinematic choice for production. Until Netflix reveals more, both possibilities are on the table. Meanwhile, game adaptations in general have been evolving. We've seen shows like Arcane, The Last of Us, Cyberpunk Edgers, Castlevania, and One Piece successfully break the old pattern of failure. Studios finally understand that authenticity and character depth are more important than flashy visuals alone. Assassin's Creed could be the next major win, or another reminder of how delicate this formula is. Toby Wallace being the first confirmed cast member doesn't answer everything, but it does tell us one thing. The wheels are officially turning. Netflix is ready to start shaping this world, and they're doing it carefully, almost quietly, rather than with overwhelming hype. And that approach might actually work in the show's favor. This announcement marks the first real step towards seeing Assassin's Creed brought to life in a long-form, live-action format. While so much remains unknown, the foundation being laid feels intentional, thoughtful, measured. If the team behind the series can balance the franchise's philosophical core with its action-heavy identity, fans could be in for something memorable. But now the biggest question goes to you. Do you think Toby Wallace is the right choice for the lead role? And what direction do you want Netflix to take the story? Should it stay close to the games or build something entirely new?